Okay. Guys, I think we're live. Not positive. Not positive for live, but hopefully. Hi, friends. Welcome to the very first live of the Can't Commit to a Book Club with me, executive producer Jonna, and all of my friends.
Yay!
We're so excited. All right. I want to show you guys the opening credits. So hang on. Let me.
Don't you usually do those first?
Nope. Sure don't. Not on my show. It's like Matlock. You know, you have like a little snippet of what happens, then you have the intro, and then you have the rest of the show.
They did that on Buffy. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Here we go.
Good job. Good job.
Y'all's Facebook pages for those pictures. Okay.
Oh, they're so good.
Okay.
I like that the picture that you put of me is strapped in. Like, strap in, guys. It's time for book club.
Didn't even notice. All right, friends. Well, we're here to talk about the book that everyone's been talking about for the past year, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros.
Yes.
I'm so proud of all of us for finishing it together, even though I was last, but we're not bitter.
Not at all.
We're not bitter at all.
I don't sense any bitterness in you at all, Jonna.
None.
No
bitterness. Okay. Well, let's go around the horn and introduce my homies. We've got KJ, my best pal, other mom, and co-host on the KJ Today Show. KJ, thanks for coming to book club.
Hey, man, I'm just excited. I finished a book on time.
Me too.
Might be the only time I commit to that. I was like, Jonna's going to have a book club. I'm never going to be there. And then here we are.
One time
here you are.
At book club.
This might be it.
And then we have Shelly from Conquest Journals. Hi, Shelly. Thanks for coming to book club.
Hello. I used to, fun fact, I used to run a book club. And it was based on my nickname, which was Something Blue from one of my favorite Buffy episodes. And it started with all my Twilight people. And
no kidding.
No kidding. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
So I'm glad to be here and that I don't have to run it.
Yes, right?
Look, I'm already over here about to vomit about it, so it's totally fine.
Just kicking back, enjoying.
All right. And then we have Haley, who is our favorite educator, as you saw in the credits, or AKA Shelly's daughter.
I am also glad to be here. I didn't know. I wasn't checking my text messages in our group chat about it when I was at work, and my mom was like, "Haley, is Monday good for you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm invited? Okay.
Of course.
Of course you're invited. You're in the group chat.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for showing up, guys. This might be the one and only book club where I actually have people who read the same book as me.
I thought you were going to say this might be the one and only book club. Like, if this doesn't go well, we're done.
It could be. We don't know what's going on. All right, guys. Let's get it. Sorry. I have a cat for anybody who's watching this and sees me like lean back. My cat is causing havoc because of who he is as a cat. So get down.
Should we have YouTube up? Or are you guys looking at the comments or anything like that?
There's comments on. You can see them on the StreamYard on our end.
Yeah, okay. I've got. So if you're checking in and you do have a crew number, please give us your crew number and say hi. If you don't have a crew number, you can go to KJ Crew with a K.com. I just put the link in the comments. So there you go. So this is interactive. We want you to join in. We're going to try not to cuss on the show, but if you're mad about stuff, you want to say it in the comments.
This is my show, so there might be like some bombs dropped in here. Okay.
Well, it's my YouTube channel, and I'm trying not to be explicit. So
I always just have a lot of. That's why I put all the curse words in the group chat. I don't say them out loud.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, That's why you guys get the explicit text messages.
And boy, did we ever, man.
Me, when they popped up on my watch at school, and I'm like, anyway, guys, 4 plus 4.
Oh
Who's
my gosh.
texting you? And I'm like, nobody.
Nobody.
Don't look at that.
Nobody. And we need to know that Haley's boyfriend Jay,
Mhm.
he also finished the book on Sunday.
Is he crew number 158?
Nope, that's my shredded guy, Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. I think we met Jerry, didn't we?
Yes, you guys did.
Yes.
Sadly, Jerry's not my shredded guy anymore, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We're still besties.
We met Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry's an author too, right? He wrote a book.
He is. He
That's
wrote
awesome.
2 books, actually. He wrote the book Tripio and The Trier. He is our coffee novelist. Both of his books are set in coffee shops.
Nice.
That's
Right?
cool. Yeah.
It's
Who
pretty
doesn't
dope.
love a good coffee shop? I mean,
Right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So I guess my first question to the group,
The crew.
you know,
Mhm.
what made you want to read Fourth Wing? Besides KJ, I know it's you for the dragons.
I was just here for the dragons. And it got more exciting as I knew like Shelly and Haley were reading it. And then you were going to read it. And I was like, well, I want to support book club and it's got dragons in it. So I'll try this book. So that was it. And then it got way more fun when I realized that I was beating you at reading the book.
Mean.
It was great.
Yeah.
So mean.
So mean. So mean. For me, the first person to tell me to read it was Danny, who is Mandrakes and Mischief on Instagram, and she runs the Creating Magic podcast. And she knew that I read all of the Sarah J. Maas series. Like we direct message about that all the time when I read like Throne of Glass series, ACOTAR, and then Crescent City. And then she was like, you really need to read this. And honestly, I was really just in Lockwood world. I reread the whole Lockwood series probably 3 or 4 times. And I was really in that mode. But, you know, we were doing book club and everybody's like, well, let's read Fourth Wing. I said, let's read Fourth Wing. Okay, I'm going to finally do it.
Yeah.
And then I think because I was doing that, is that what I downloaded it, Haley? Did I buy it for you? Did we go to Barnes & Noble and I bought it for you?
No, I was actually being kind of a boob about it, to be honest. I was like, I am not usually one of those people that won't hop on a trend. Like, I am a trend follower. But in this case, I saw it all over Book Talk, and I was like, ugh, whatever. Nothing is going to steal my heart like Sarah J. Maas has. And I was just kind of against it because I was like, so in that world. And then I actually went to the bookstore here in Bloomington with my boyfriend to get a different book. And I saw it, and mom was like, well, we're going to read this just so you know. And I saw it, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it. And then I finished it not yesterday, but a week ago, Sunday, I think.
Did you finish it first before any of us? Or
Yeah, I think Haley finished it first.
Yeah, she did. She did. Haley's number 1.
Last to jump on the bandwagon, but first to win the race. And then I immediately started rereading it. Like, I kind of sat there and I was like, I think my soul is empty. And then my mom was like, I'm probably going to reread. And then like 20 minutes later, I was like, okay, yeah, let's reread.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I don't understand how you guys like me and KJ were talking about this the other day, how you guys, I've never reread a book a day in my life.
Harry Potter is the only book I've ever
I haven't even reread Twilight. Like, and I love Twilight. I haven't even reread that.
What?
That is a question for the viewers. Where do you stand on rereads? Because we're definitely divided on this.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now that because I lent you my hardback, Jonna, I didn't have it here to flag the pages for our book club meeting. Mm-hmm. So I had to take pictures of my Kindle Because
you can bookmark pages on your Kindle.
I know I did that too, but
okay.
I did that too, but it's
And
not
you can
as
highlight.
it's not as easy to find it.
Mm-mm.
So it's much easier if I just have them in pictures, and I took notes, and
I love that you took notes.
This is why if I had that hard copy, I would have little flags on the pages. That's why I reread, because when you're ready to talk about it, I'm going to tell you why I reread.
All right.
She brought the receipts.
Shelly
She's
said
like-
pics or it didn't happen. Okay.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
No, Jay is the same way. Like, he just finished it yesterday, and he's like, I'm not gonna reread it though. And I was like, okay. I think it just depends the book, honestly. Like, there are books that I won't reread, and then, you know, like my mom, for example, I think I was just a little shooketh about some things. So I had to go back and just, you know, do some research.
I'm thank you, Jessica. She says I don't reread, but she supports it.
Isn't that so nice of her?
It's not
Yes, thank
it's
you.
not that I'm unsupportive of it. I just
Yes.
don't understand it, I guess.
Okay.
This is why I'm more convinced that KJ was my mother in a past life.
It seems like reading a book is so much of a time commitment. I can't
Yeah.
imagine doing it over again.
Yeah.
Well, so for me, okay. Now
Look,
this,
she's finna get into it. Okay.
Okay. so
Here we go.
When Shelly does this, you just literally stand back.
Okay. I mean, like, I really get into a book I like, so I always have at least one version of the hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
I have already downloaded it on Audible, and I have it on Kindle. So when I reread, like, I'm in the shower and the audiobook's playing, and I'm just listening, and I go, oh God, I didn't remember that part. And like, I rewind a little bit and I go,
Wow.
oh,
That
and
is commitment.
it is. And it's especially true with books like this, that there were so many revelations in the last 3 chapters that my mind was reeling. And that's why Haley started being in the reread, because I started texting her and being like, this is my new theory on this. This is my new theory on that. This is my
Shelly with the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I literally be in the middle of my school day. I can't even say what she would text you, because we'll have to be deep into the conspiracy theory part of the combo. But she texts me, like, it would be like 3 words, and I'd be like, what? And I'd be like, what are you talking about? And she's like, that's what I think. That's what I think. I'll tell you about it later when you're off work. And I'm like, okay.
She's giving you a tease. She's like, I'll get there. I'll get there. I'll get there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's hilarious.
Exactly.
Yeah. I listened to the audiobook because I was being ridiculous. And KJ was like, I'm almost done with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to the audiobook. And I still finished last.
I knew you were doing that too. And that was even with me. I mean, I know we're going to like get to this, but that was even with me. You know, like, I was going through the pages of the smut. I don't care about the smut. So I'm like, smut, fast forward, still smut, still smut, still smut, still. Oh, I'm totally kicking Jada's ass. This is so much smut I'm fast forwarding through.
You know what?
Not fair.
Because she
So
skipped
that's
part
not-
of the book. That's
that's
why she
not
got done so
Fair
fast.
then. Since you
Oh.
didn't read those pages, because there was at least like 25 pages worth.
I know there was. And I was like, good God, come on. Like,
Look, man, they're all very frustrated, okay?
clearly.
Johnny,
Frustrated.
you
You
need
never
to
know when you're
make-
going to die there, okay?
Like, we need to have a meter, a hot pepper meter for when we're reading, like how spicy it is.
Look,
Ah.
I'd give it 3.5 chili spices.
I agree.
Okay,
Out of 5,
I
3.5.
agree, yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep,
3.5
3.5.
out of 5.
3.5. Mhm.
KJ's like, I don't even know anything about it, so
I don't know.
can't
I
give
was
you
like,
any
all
chili
right,
spices.
here we go. Yeah. Okay. All right, back to the story.
Look,
That's-
Jessica, but the
that's how I
smut was so good.
It was. It was
It
so
was,
good.
wasn't it?
It was so good. Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
Well-
So, do you want to get into the whole fight about the love triangle?
No, because there is no love triangle,
Yeah.
because it's Xaden and Violet forever. There's no Dane. We hate him. And that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Jonna, you know what my theory is?
Oh,
This
God.
is one of the
Oh.
ones I texted
This
to
is what
Haley.
she texted me, and I was like, okay.
I think Dane's her half brother.
Ew.
That's why when she kissed him, and I went back to that page and I did not take a picture of it, super sadly, when he kissed her and she said, I had absolutely zero emotion or feeling for him. I thought, what person would you have that kind of physical reaction to where you'd be like,
I mean, she could also just like not.
she could, but
Like
her
that.
mother and his father, somebody dropped a little comment to Zayden or somebody and said, don't you know, it was in one of the classes, don't you know that his father is her mother's aide and they've traveled everywhere together their whole lives?
Oh.
I just read that part. It was when they were practicing for the gauntlet. It was the first time they were doing that, and they were giving her a hard time. It was like Luca and Tynan, I think is how you say his name.
Mhm.
Yep.
And it was Rihanna, and she was like, bro, she's not sleeping with him.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
they've been best friends and
Their whole lives. Yep.
Well, wait. Aren't Dane and her sister the same age?
No, her sister's older. Her sister's already out of school, and she's
Okay.
been out of school 3 years because I just read where she's got to be about 26. I just read where Mira said, I've got 3 years in the field on you guys. So,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
so we found out Zayden is in his third year and he's 23. She's Violet's 20. She just started. So
Okay.
Mira has to be 26.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
I mean, my thought is I think Rebecca was just trying to give us more reason to not like Dane, to be honest. But do I think that Lilith Sorengale could be messing around? Yes, I do.
I mean, her husband's dead, so like, who else is she gonna,
well, but
hang out with?
Yeah, but her husband wasn't dead back when. I mean, they were still.
I think she killed him.
Oh, that is a
Oh,
hot
God.
take.
Um,
You know
going
what,
there.
Shelly? I'm not gonna lie. I also thought that. Like, just reading it one time, I was like, "Ooh, I bet she killed her husband." And like,
he was getting too close to the truth, and she
Yep.
did him in.
Yep.
And here's the big hot take, you guys. I think she's a villain.
You did say that. And you know what? I think that she, now that you're like saying all of these things and it's like working in my brain, I definitely think
Jay just said, hi, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
That's
She
Haley's
definitely killed him.
boyfriend. Okay, I'm sorry, Jonna. Go ahead.
It's okay. Well, I think that instead of sending Violet to be a scribe, she put her in the dragon program.
Yep.
So she would most likely get killed, and then she wouldn't have to worry about stuff coming to light because she wouldn't be a scribe.
Yep.
Jay and I
Oh.
said the same thing. I said she's not like just doing it because she's supposed to be a legacy. She for sure sent her either hoping she would die
Mhm.
or because she didn't want her around the history in the scribe quadrant. Because obviously if her dad could figure it out, so could Violet. She's super freaking smart. And to go off of what Mom was saying, a theory I saw floating around TikTok is that they think the illness that her mother had, the fever, was because she's Venom, and that Violet's silver hair, is because she's half Venom.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, then wouldn't her siblings also be half Venom though too? But it's
Yes.
No, because there's a 6-year difference. And we don't know when General Sorengale became Venom.
okay. So what I'm hearing is, what it sounds like to me is Shelly saying that Violet's mom was just out here throwing it back for anybody, and she got different baby daddies.
Sounds like it.
Yep.
That's what I heard.
Yep.
I mean, she is like all big and powerful, so like, who doesn't want to mess with the queen?
Right.
Get on her good side.
Right. And I think that you guys, you saw the TikTok Haley sent about the storm on the parapet being.
Nope, I didn't. You guys were sending so many TikToks.
Oh my
Maybe.
God, KJ.
I don't remember.
I saw too many TikToks.
So General Sorengale controls storms.
Okay.
And if you reread
I will not.
the part where
Absolutely.
Violet's
I will not.
walking across the freaking parapet,
Why would I
storm-
reread when you can do it all the time?
That's right. I just do
Just
it for you.
for me.
The rain and the wind and everything lashed up while Violet was crossing. And then she said, as soon as she got done, it all died down. I think her mom was trying to
Wow.
kill her on the
Her mom's
parapet with
way
the
worse
storm.
than I thought she was.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
but
are. Yeah. Okay.
sorry. I was just gonna say, let's talk about how sad that first death was with Dylan. Okay, Dylan keeps me awake at night. Okay.
Haley, tell them what happened.
Is this another reread thing?
No, this is your theory. You tell them.
No, you tell them what happened when I first read about it.
Oh,
Shelly, why don't you tell us?
I'm
Somebody
like,
tell
I
us.
She literally texted me after Dylan died, and she was like, "I'm not reading this anymore." She goes, "Children die," and I go, "Well, they're like 20," and she goes, She goes, "The same age as you and your brother, my children." Like she has like that empathy nerve where she's like, sorry, there's a fly in here, where she's like,
Oh,
it really
Shelly.
upset her. And then I just want you to know, Mom, I never told you this, but I'm like, okay, just get past it, it'll be fine, blah blah blah. And then in my brain, I'm like, so many 20-year-olds die in this book, like,
Right. And like I felt really bad about what was the poor little undecided guy when they were doing the presentation. What's his name? You're laughing. Was his name
what's his
Pryor?
name?
I'm laughing because
I think it was
that's
Pryor,
me.
wasn't it?
Look,
He was
yeah.
like, should we go faster or should we
Look.
move slower?
I'm not.
I mean,
Look,
look.
let me tell y'all
Oh,
that I felt so bad for doing it too. Like I felt so awful. And this is gonna be full of spoilers, guys, in case anybody was watching and was like, I haven't read yet. You better hop off of here because
yeah,
there's gonna
do
be
not,
spoilers.
because
Okay?
we're going full in.
Oh, yeah, we are.
When he got blasted by the dragon, I may or may not have chuckled out loud. And then when that girl who was being super rude about everything got blasted by the dragon,
Luca, yeah.
bro, I was at work cackling. I was like, she absolutely deserved to get burnt, okay?
She
Yeah,
did.
deserved
did.
that.
Yeah.
She did.
She
Yeah.
did.
Okay,
She did.
I have a question though. Why did Luca get burned and not Jack?
Jack bonded with the dragon, didn't he?
Yeah, but this is beforehand. Like, why?
Well, we
was
don't know
she
what
being-
we don't know what he was saying during presentation.
That's true.
So he may
Yeah.
have been
I barely
presenting.
remember anything that happened. I just want you to know.
Okay. Well, he wasn't walking out with fourth wing because he was in first wing, right?
Right.
So we only heard Luca, being a butthole, and we heard Pryor not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So they were, but we don't know. Jack is, he's probably a narcissist. He probably was like, knew how to play the game, right?
Well, look, good thing he died at the end, okay? He deserved it.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
mad
that
it
was
took him
good.
that long to kill him.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I was saying if he makes it to graduation day, I'm gonna be mad.
Bro.
But you guys, listen to this. Here's another tie back possibly to General Sorengale, having her little
Jack is also her son.
Yeah, Jack. No, Jack.
Is she everybody, mama?
No. But everybody knew he wanted to kill Violet. They ended up on the mat in the challenges,
Mm-hmm.
and then it ended up in the war games. First wing, his wing against fourth wing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did they keep being paired up? I feel like that was purposeful.
Could be.
Like her mom just sitting in her office, like, damn, how many times do I have to try to kill this girl?
Right.
Let
I thought
nobody
she
kill
was
my daughter.
I thought she was gonna be dead on day one. Dang.
Yeah.
Gosh.
What is yes. Like,
So, like, where do you think her sister is in all of this?
I
Does
don't
she have
know.
any clue?
Haley and I
No.
talked about this. We don't really know. I mean, we don't know what she knows or where she is. I did think it was interesting that she rescued the Fables book
Mm-hmm.
that has the venom and stuff in it. She goes, in case mom like got a wild hair and started throwing away all your stuff, I saved it. And it's like,
Yeah, but it could also just be like,
yeah,
she knows how much that book meant to her sister,
mm-hmm.
and she saved it. She could.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Haley.
I was just gonna say, I genuinely don't think she knows anything. Like, Jay and I were talking about it because I asked him the same thing, and he's like, she's just like a soldier following her orders. Like, she is just like, I don't know, like she's just doing what she's doing, and I think I don't think she knows.
Oh.
But we also talked about though, like, how would she not know? Like, I have so many questions. Like, I feel like when I'm rereading, I need to pay attention to where she's stationed versus where the breaks and the wards are. Because how are these writers stationed out to protect the country, like, not noticing this?
Yeah.
So I don't know. If she's by there, if she's not by there, then like she may not know at all. But also, like, how do you not know?
Right. How does she not know any of that? What did you think, Jonna?
I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Whenever I open a book and there's a map, I don't even look at it. I don't look at that map.
I don't either.
I'd be like, okay, they said it's to the north. I automatically think up. That's the only way I can tell of a map. So
this is a whole book of maps from Game of Thrones.
That's cool.
It is just a book full of fold-out maps.
And have you memorized them?
Of the fictional world. I do. I know a lot.
I love that for you, Shelly. I absolutely love that for you. But no, thank you.
I do the same thing, Johnny. You are my daughter, man.
Right?
It's like I don't care where anything is. You're gonna repeat it in the book. Like,
right?
Tell me which way they're going.
They're like, oh, a map. I'm like, I'm glad that you took your time and illustrated this and put it on your book cover. Guess who's not looking at it? Me.
Guess who's not looking at it?
I'm not looking at it.
God.
I mean, it's like real life. I don't know how to get anywhere. I just listen to my GPS. Like
absolutely.
Nobody will always tell me where I'm going, whether I'm in a book or in a car.
Look, my dad is rolling in his grave hearing me say I just listen to my GPS and I don't know where I'm going. Bro, I don't know. Violet was she wasn't as annoying as I thought she would be.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how smart she was. Like, her mom was like, oh, she's going to be a scribe, so I'll just send her to get murdered on the little tree thing that you have to walk across. And then she doesn't die, but she uses all of her scribe knowledge to be like, which I think is what is going to mess up her mom in the end.
Yep.
Because she's like, oh, well, dang, she didn't die. So now she knows all of these things.
Yep.
And now she's going to be helping, which, I mean, I'm sure they know that there's a resistance, but like, you know, you always
have to know. I mean, like, how did Violet not know? I mean, I know she was all like mad and offended, but I'm like, it's been pretty obvious this guy's been up to something.
But what is interesting though on the reread is that you found
she's just gonna keep bringing it up.
Right, that in the libraries where the scribes keep everything, it's an altered history. It's basically a couple of the opening, like those opening, you know, to each chapter. It's a revised history, so they have kept everybody there. And if she was basically spent the last however many years at Basgiath, she has been so sequestered. That's why I think she didn't know what was going on, because she's only hearing what everybody's saying within the school, you know? So, I mean, she doesn't go anywhere else, and she only has exposure to the history books as they've written them.
Yeah.
And so much of it was redacted. They talked about that a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there's a whole piece of the history that the marked kids know, and they can't tell anybody because they'll be killed, but nobody else knows, you know?
Oh, absolutely. They wouldn't be starting a resistance. I mean, they're upset. Oh, you murdered our parents. That's very sad. I'm very sad for you. We all have dead parents sometimes. It happens. I get it. But I'm not going to start a resistance because my parents are dead.
No.
We can't all be Batman, okay?
Exactly. We can't all be Batman.
We
That's
can't
the
all be
that's the quote of the quote of the evening. I would say if I wish something for this book, I wish there was more dragon interaction. I wish
Me too.
Taryn
Yeah.
talked to her more.
Yeah.
I just wish there was more of that. Did you guys think that too?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they took a real, like, I know we have to see the training and all that stuff, but like it seemed like the training really dragged out in order for them to get to
The dragon
with
part?
their dragons.
Yeah.
I was like, the dragons are the most interesting part. Yes, all these people are dying, but like, let me get some dragons. That's why I'm
Yes.
reading this.
Mhm.
There's a dragon on the cover. Let me
Yep.
see
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. I agree, but I also told Mom last night I appreciated that there was training because, like, in every other fantasy book where dragons or wyverns or some sort of mythical flying creature exists, they can just do it. Like, if you think of Daenerys in Game of Thrones, she just does it. Like, she just rides dragons. So I did find it kind of interesting. Like, I kind of in both ways. Like, I honestly think I feel more about it dragging on now that I'm reading it a second time. But I did find it interesting, like, having to train and how, like, the gauntlet was created in a specific way for how they're supposed to ride dragons. So I did find that interesting, but I also wish that there was more dragon dialogue for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, because her dragon is absolutely my favorite character.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Taryn is 100% my favorite character.
Did I send you guys that TikTok that was like who I thought I'd fall in love with at the beginning of this book, and it was like all this like fan art of Xaden, and then it was like who I actually fell in love with by the end, and it was just pictures of Taryn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
true.
very,
It is.
very true.
It's
It's true. I love him. Yeah. I think we needed more of his interaction. Oh, and another theory I had going back to Dylan being on the parapet.
Mhm.
I'm wondering, and maybe this is just like hearkening back to me still being in denial that Dumbledore ever really died. I'm wondering if some of the kids actually don't die when they fall or during some of these things, if they're actually rescued by the resistance and used over in Orisha for fighting the bad guys.
Oh, I mean, we don't really know. It's not like they it doesn't go into a description of their like splat on the ground.
Right. Wait, and there was
if there's no splat, it didn't happen.
Let me
didn't happen.
Let me see if I can find it.
She does have the receipt. She told me about this one. There's even a part where Violet, like, obviously you're reading this person, where she says, I can't even hear him hit the ground and I don't even see where he goes. Like, she specifically says that she doesn't hear or see anything.
Yeah.
Which I do find interesting.
Well, if it's far enough down, you're not going to hear anything.
Or see anything.
Right.
And it was raining.
Right. So it was probably cloudy and stuff. Like, come on, guys. Look, Shelley just can't accept that these kids are dying.
No,
she just can't accept it. She's in denial.
They made a point to say, I didn't see his body. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything happen. I mean, like multiple little things about how Dylan fell, but she never saw the consequence of it.
Well, it was her first time seeing somebody fall off the parapet.
And I mean, like, would you be like really looking and listening? Like, I gotta hear this guy.
Wait,
I gotta see this guy. Like, I would be like, no, I don't want to know what's happening.
Right. Also, let's talk about her and Rhiannon's friendship because I love them.
Oh, I love them.
I want them to be best friends.
I love that we're 34 minutes into this and we haven't talked about the boys. Like,
we don't care. Look, Dane sucks. Okay, Dane sucks. Zane also kind of sucks.
Okay, they both suck. Like, could she just like try to live long enough to maybe like mature and find a guy later? Like,
look, if I'm being honest, I could totally see her with what's his name, Riddick. He's also one of my favorite characters.
Riddick is hilarious. Riddick is
one of my
hilarious.
faves. He's so funny. I can see Violet with him.
Yep. I will say, Dane, if you go back and you look again, if you reread, he has been reading her against her will the whole book.
I know.
Okay. Y'all know that my book talk friends, I don't actually have friends on book talk. They just follow them and I pretend they're my friends.
You have me. We're friends.
Oh, I do have you. But like, those girls on book talk, they did the work for me 11 times. He touched her face in that book.
I'm mad.
11. Just her face. Are you mad? Because I just gave you really cool data.
How many times have they read this book that they were like, all right, I'm going to go through and count how many times Dane touches
Well,
her face?
what? Some of these people, it could have been probably a second time for her to know to do that. Some
Yeah.
of these people got like tabs. I've always been like, ooh, do I want to annotate? And I just can't. I can't do it.
See, when people are like, do you annotate your books? I can't write in my books. Like, I will like punch myself in the throat before I write
No. You don't.
But like, I put like the little, I have
the little tabbies.
the little stickies on there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I do that.
I do not do any of this.
Well, I only just recently
I just read and
started
fall
doing that.
asleep.
I think for
And
me,
still finish the book before me.
Only because she skips half of it.
I know. Rude.
Lame,
Let's put it where it
lame.
is.
I think
That's not
annotating
true
for
because like the
me-
first 3/4 of or like 3 they don't get to the smut until well into the book, and I
It's
was
true.
already beating.
Well, we
Donna.
got to get the
Yeah,
slow
true.
burn with her
It
and
was a-
Zayden, you
It
know?
was a slow burn.
It
Ah.
was
a
so
slow burn.
slow. It was making me very upset. I was sitting at work like, can this happen, please? There's not enough hours in the day, okay? Stop it.
Yep.
Snarky Dragons for the win.
Yes,
That's right.
Jess,
Taryn's the best.
we agree.
Yep.
He's the best. Haley, what were you going to say? I know you were trying to say something. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say about annotating. I think for me, I wish I liked to annotate, but I don't. I think it takes me out of the moment, to be honest.
I get that.
So, and then I feel like I'm kind of doing something for school, and then I like wish that I was like that, and then I'm like, I don't know. Do you know how sometimes you see like trends or something, and you're like, I want to be that way, and then like you do
Yes.
it, and you're like, ew, I don't like this. That's how I am with
Absolutely.
annotating books. Every once in a while, I try it, and then I'm like,
I
I
mean-
don't like.
No, I think it has to be organic. Like I was, I was sad I didn't have my hard copy here to put my little tabbies on. I mean, like I wanted to do it. And if you
KJ has it now.
if you don't feel that way about it, then don't do it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
pure enjoyment that I like wrote down notes and that I took pictures of my Kindle. I wanted to, that was
Now, when you get
Fun.
the hard copy back, which I don't have it technically now, Patches has it, and he
Oh.
forgets to take it back to work every day.
okay.
That is
We
not
passed the fourth wing football to Patches.
on me. So then, when you get it back, are you going to do like a third read, so you can make your notes in it?
I'll probably just go back and make my notes in it because I'm still rereading. So
Okay.
I can't, I don't know how far I am now because I've missed all of my stuff, but they just got the spice just happened for the real
Ooh.
spice just happened for the first time. So that's how far I am on my reread.
Look, and
Chapter 28 or something like that, I think.
I'll also say that, like, for me, when I'm reading a book, one of the reasons why I couldn't get through the hardback, besides the fact that I was trying to beat KJ, was the font was too small.
What are you?
I
How old are you?
Y'all, look, I cannot
I
do
can't read
little
this book.
font.
You are the second youngest person here.
Okay, that does not hurt my feelings. I absolutely cannot do that. It like itty bitty, like little, I can't do it. That's why I started listening to it. If I really want to read a book and I get the physical book and the font is too small, which usually like I'll look inside the book to make sure that the font's big enough. But if I buy it online, I get it and then it's like, oh, the font's too small. I'm like, well, it looks like we're getting this on Audible because I'm not reading that.
See, that's why you get the Kindle, because you can zoom in.
Yep.
See, but I also don't like for my Kindle font to be really big either.
Oh my God.
Especially because if I'm reading on my Kindle and someone's like standing behind me, they can like see all the smut that I'm reading. And I'm like, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Which is why, like, while I was listening and I was driving, I had to like pause while I was going through all the drive-thrus and stuff. I was like, nope, you're not going to hear what I'm listening to. I'm in my car in complete silence. You're welcome. So anyway,
Are you guys gonna go, John? Are you gonna go to a midnight release party?
I don't know when any are.
Well, apparently Haley is the girl to talk to. She knows all the
She said,
midnight. So this is for the
"Excuse
next
me?"
book, Iron Flame, right?
Iron
Which comes out
Flame.
November 7th, which is 3 days before my birthday. If anybody wants to buy it for me for my birthday.
Wow.
So, Jonna, the Barnes & Noble at River Crossing Keystone
Ooh,
is
that's by me.
doing it November 6th, so Monday. And it starts, I think, at 9 or 9:30. And then obviously they actually literally can't sell the book to you until midnight, until it
Right.
releases.
1201. Yep.
So you just call an RSVP, and you get, when you call, you can have a book held for you so that you are guaranteed a book, but you have to RSVP for that. So like you can just show up, but you aren't guaranteed a book. So if
Okay.
you RSVP, you can have a book held. There's like trivia and competitions and like giveaways and stuff like that. And then I'm going to one in Louisville.
doing
That's
two.
actually, yeah, I am doing two. This one
Wow.
is actually the Saturday after, which is why I can do both in Louisville at a local bookstore, which I just like too. And they're going to have like games, and I think the whole bookstore is doing like special giveaway, like special deals and stuff. There was some other fun things that I thought were going to be happening, but that was because Jay looked at the one in Canada. So,
Ooh.
and I can't make it there. So,
I can only do one, if anything, and I'm not going in there to play games. I'm gonna be like, give me my book, I'm going home and going to bed, okay?
yeah,
Sleep with my book in my bed.
I think I just feel like I want to experience one. Like okay,
Yeah.
Mom took me to
Jay.
Mom took me to he just said plane tickets aren't that bad right now. Okay, fine. Are you buying those, babe?
Right.
So no, she took me to Deathly Hallows, but I was like 9. And so I just like, I don't know, I just want to be around the excitement for a book that I really enjoy. And also like I have Jay who wants to go do it with me, which is fun.
That's awesome.
Like I may go and be like, I never have to do that again, but I've just kind of like wanted to do one. So
Sure.
And
now
I would, and I love this. Look at Jessica's comment, Haley.
Another teacher.
I cannot confirm or deny whether I was listening to the book in my classroom. Good thing the kids weren't present. I had earbuds. That is smart.
Yes.
Smart. I was also listening in my earbuds because I was at work.
You know what, Jessica? I may or may not have been reading it on the Kindle app during my cafeteria duty because I was really bored. And I was just like, okay.
Look, I'll say while I was listening to it, I was sitting up at the front desk at my office, and my boss and like our maintenance guy were like over here, and like some stuff was happening. And I was just sitting up, and Zayden, I was like, sir, do not talk to me like that because, excuse me, that is inappropriate, but you have my whole heart. Yeah, Patches, you are correct. We love the smut. But I literally was sitting at the front desk like, oh. My boss was like, are you okay? And I was like, everything's fine. Don't worry. We're fine.
Are you okay, Jonna?
We're fine. We're listening to a book. It's fine. Somebody got murdered. It's fine.
That's fine. I would be with Haley and Jay, but I have to be on a work trip that week. Like my only second of 2 work trips in the entire year of 2023 is during the week of the midnight release of Iron Flame.
I will be in bed and I will get it on my Kindle whenever it's available.
Yes, we know what you're going to do, KJ. I mean,
I know I'm the least fun person in book club. I'm sorry.
I don't know what
I need to know who is narrating the audiobook because I'll listen to the audiobook. If it's Teddy Hamilton, I'm absolutely in for that because I love Teddy Hamilton. He is great. If it's the same girl as before, I need to make sure that she does not have a sinus infection because look, KJ, you want to know what the problem is with working in audio production is you can hear everything. Yeah, it makes me so upset. I can literally hear her like sniffing her snot and like clearing her throat. I'm like, who edited this?
But like,
Did she-
did they
oh.
not expect this book to be
No.
a
No.
bestseller? Like,
No.
They could-
No.
Okay.
No, Rebecca Yarros is completely floored by all of this. I think she was much more of a strictly romance author.
Oh, and her romance books are so good. I have 2 of them on my shelf right now.
And this was her first entry into fantasy.
Mhm.
Okay.
And she just had no idea it was going to explode like this.
Yeah.
Do you want to
So-
hear the
Yeah,
cutest
but she's
thing
had
ever?
other successful books where she could afford to pay someone who's
not
not
like this book.
like breathing and like.
She's a successful
microphone.
writer, but this book like put her
Okay.
over the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
like Stephanie Meyer level book almost at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear the cutest thing? Speaking of her like getting way bigger than she thought.
Yes.
So I saw this TikTok where this girl actually was really cool. She got like these dragon stencils that she put on her book here, and then
Oh,
she
yeah.
pressed it and she spray painted it black. So it was all black except for the dragons. Anyway, that's not the cute part. The cute part, I was looking through the comments, and Aiden Yaros, who I assume is Rebecca's son, commented and said, "Didn't think I'd see someone spray paint my mom's book." Isn't that so cute that he commented?
Oh my gosh.
That's so cute. That's so cute.
Bro.
Yes.
By the way, it's the same narrator, kind of sadly.
Sorry,
And
Jana.
Rebecca
Really?
Solar, yeah.
Well,
And-
this book is shorter. This book's only 14 hours listening.
And she just sounded angry the whole time, even on parts where Violet wasn't angry. It was yeah.
Are we gonna look? Because I saw when I downloaded it that Teddy Hamilton was also a narrator on it, and I was like, oh my god, I love that guy. And like, but he was only the narrator for the last chapter, which was Zayden's point of view. I'm like, are we gonna get a dual POV?
Well,
like,
they're
in the
both
second book.
they're both narrators on this book too.
Yeah, but
we
he
don't
was
know.
only technically a narrator for one chapter
Yeah,
of the book.
and I
that
thought
wasn't
that
even
was
long.
weird. I
Okay,
thought it was
Haley.
weird that we went through the whole book and then all of a sudden they're like, and
It's
now a
'cause-
chapter on Zayden.
Right?
I saw a TikTok where people are like really excited and really want Zayden's POV, especially the first book, so they can see his feelings about how it all had gone down.
Well, yeah,
And-
because you still can't trust him because we don't know his side of things.
Right.
Right.
So supposedly Rebecca responded and said Zayden will not get his own POV until he stops keeping secrets.
I
Ah.
don't have time for that.
Hmm.
I don't have
So-
the emotional capacity for that. Okay.
I want the dragon's POV.
So here's
Absolutely.
I do
Dude.
too.
I want to see
What
the
made
other
Taryn?
realm with the dragons. Okay.
Yeah.
Taryn and Sigale and Andarna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Jana, Haley and I have had some debate
Ooh.
about how long we think that Violet was unconscious.
Okay.
Because while she was unconscious, all of a sudden Andarna poof, became a giant dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought that was weird too, and we didn't
Yeah.
like. They just kind of like glazed over that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
And
oh, she's just a big girl now.
so
Right.
where do we think the next book is going to start? Are they still going to be in school? Because they're on the other side. I mean, can she go
Well, yeah,
back to school?
Wait.
We don't.
I want to go back to the Andarna thing before we answer that question though.
Okay.
Because some people think that she aged because she used so much of her magic and that it aged her quicker. There's also another theory that she stopped time somewhere in there and she aged a ton. And maybe time was stopped for an unknown period that we don't know about.
Oh.
And
Mm.
number 3, I've been saving this theory because I thought it was super duper interesting. Because Jay asked me last night, he was like, is Andarna always yellow? Or do babies start off a certain color and then grow into a different color? And I was like, I think she's yellow. I'm doing my reread. So I
What
have
you mean
to,
gold?
Like gold,
Whatever,
right?
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but there is a theory that Andarna is dragon royalty
I
because
could see
she's
that.
gold, because of her special powers, because her parents died, and nobody really will speak about her. So
Okay,
That could be interesting.
but I think that dragon babies have special powers that adult dragons don't have, because when Violet was wanted to tell Rihanna about it, and Taryn said in her mind, our baby's abilities are not yours to share, is what he basically said. So
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
really wasn't. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't thinking that hard about Andarna. I was very
You
invested.
weren't?
No, I mean, I thought she was cool or whatever. She sounded like she was super pretty, but she wasn't like in the. Oh, stop it! Don't look at me like that. She just wasn't like it. I hope that she'll be in the second book more, because she wasn't really in the first book. So it just, I kind of didn't feel that connection to her like I did to like Taryn, or like
I was wanting more. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
wanted
that's
more.
why I kind of messaged in our group chat too, where I was like, I really think we're gonna see a lot more of her in the second book because of how the first book ended. I'm also nervous though, because you know how like when a dragon dies, a rider dies. People really got me nervous up in here, because they're like, now that Violet has 2 dragons, she'll be okay if just one dies.
Is that true?
Ew.
I don't know.
No.
Exactly.
No. We'll have none of that.
No.
If one of those dragons dies, I would literally quit reading.
Yes.
Like,
honestly,
I'd be like, I'm done.
Agree.
I couldn't do it. KJ, I think me and you were trying to put up the same comment.
Yeah. Yes. Jessica says, but without her, they would die. So she is key.
Yeah.
She is. But they both have to live.
Yeah.
I will boycott the book if something happens to one of them.
One of my third graders taught me about that this year, and it's called plot armor, which I had never heard that term before. And we were like, can you explain what that means? And he was like, it's when they protect certain characters to hold the plot together. And so I don't remember what the instance was, but I was like,
yeah.
Like plot armor, if they're all tied together, then they can't die.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow, a third grader said that?
I know. I'm like, how smart are your third graders?
First of all, when I was in third grade.
Smarter than me.
Man. All right. So before we got like 8 minutes left in book club. Before we wrap up, let's talk about how sad we are that Liam died.
Oh my God. I almost quit with that.
He was the
only decent person in her life. Oh my God.
Destroyed. I was like, no, they're gonna save him. Nope. They couldn't.
And then they drug it out.
My God.
So much. I'm like, oh my God, stop.
I mean, like,
terrible.
They had terrible. I mean, and like, I hate to say it, but like they do it all the time, is you have to kill a character that's important. Like they're a side character, but they're an important character to the main characters. You have to kill them in order to give them something to fight for. Like, I mean, the kids.
He was their Coulson.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the March kids were already like fighting because of, their parents and all of that stuff. But like now, it's like, it's personal. And I think that's probably part of the reason why Violet also was joining the resistance, because she's like, they killed Liam. And all he was trying to do was save my life every single day.
Yep.
Well, and can we talk about like how her brother ended up?
Yeah, let's talk about that plot twist at the end. Like her brother being alive.
I knew it was him or her dad. And I was like, it's got to be him. Like, maybe it's gonna be your dad. It's got to be. When they're like, oh, are we gonna bring her to him? Like,
I think I knew in advance too.
Yeah.
No, I had no clue. And Jay was like on chapter 29 or 30. Okay, he wasn't even near the end, and he goes, Violet's brother is alive and he joined the rebellion. And I was like,
yeah.
I also just want to shout out to him.
Yep.
Because also before presentation day and before threshing, he goes, like, all he was being shown. Okay, do you remember when they were in the class and the one professor was projecting all the different types of dragons?
Mm-hmm.
And they showed Taryn for the first time. Jay goes, she's going to get that black one.
I knew that too.
I did. And I tried to say no. And then he goes, remember, we don't even know about Aunt Donna yet. He goes, are there gold dragons though? Because maybe she'll get a gold dragon. I was like,
Can you believe he said that? And Haley's like, Mom, listen to what Jay's saying. How do I
Look,
lie? He's like,
Jay is
guessing
secretly on
everything.
Book Talk, okay?
Yeah.
Jay is secretly on Book Talk.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
know.
It's okay,
really
Jay.
good
Your secret's
about
safe
it.
with me.
No, I
yeah,
think
he
he's just
literally
really
guessed
good.
every major plot twist.
Yeah.
And I
He
was
did.
like,
He did. He
we're
guessed
not
it.
reading together anymore.
Well, I mean, it's the same with TV shows. Like, there's a formula to everything. You
Yeah.
can kind of
Right.
guess what's going to happen. I had no idea that her brother was alive. That was not who I thought was coming back.
Who
I
did
knew
you
her-
think it would be?
I didn't think anybody was alive. I thought people were dead.
I think
mean,
people
he
are
was
lying
such
all
a-
over the
They
place.
were dead, okay?
He was such a part of the book the entire time because
Yeah.
you're getting all of his advice the entire time. I'm like, this is not just this is not just a book. Like,
Right.
and how did he write that and make sure he got it to his sister and she got it in Violet's hands? That's why I'm like, are we sure his sister doesn't know anything? Because that
Yeah.
book was so important to Violet's survival.
Yeah.
That how did he get it to her to get it to Violet without her
Yeah.
knowing anything?
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he
Right.
saw her, right?
No. You
He
can't
didn't see Mira.
you can't see anybody for that whole year.
No, he's talking about, or she's talking about, Brennan seeing Mira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Just like,
Like
how,
how-
because how old is he? Do we know?
Mm-mm.
He's what, like 2 or 3 years older than she is?
Then Mira, then he's got to be like 28 or 29.
Okay. Because those kids seem like they're in pretty quick succession. So, I mean, like, just how Dane is like 1 year older than Violet. He saw her at the, whatever the thing's called, the first thing,
At Best
The
Guy
parapet.
at school.
the parapet.
Yeah.
He saw her there.
Yeah.
So maybe Brennan saw Mira somewhere in that time where she was
Maybe.
in school
Maybe.
and gave her the book.
Hmm.
That's just my 2 cents
I
about
don't
that.
know. I have a lot of questions on how he ended up. I mean, I like I said, I was figuring it was him, but I don't know how he got there.
Mm-mm.
I don't either, because then also, like, now that I'm rereading, I'm so my mom.
I'm
That
so proud.
remember, Taryn used to be bonded to Nailin, who was the guy who tried to resurrect Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even connect
Did
those
he
dots.
resurrect? Or what was going on there? How does everyone know that that's true? And then Nailin died trying to resurrect Brennan.
Mhm.
So where is that disconnect or that connection at all? Like,
So,
how?
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, this is just me reaching out on a limb here,
Mhm.
is that if he used his powers to resurrect Brennan, because technically if the rider dies, the dragon dies, right?
Mhm.
But Taryn is still alive. Since Brennan is alive, is that why Taryn is still alive? Because
No, it's not if the writer dies, the dragon dies. If the dragon dies, the writer dies. So the
Oh,
saying
okay.
is a dragon without a rider is a tragedy. The dragon survives. But
Got
a
it.
rider without a dragon is dead.
Got it.
The
Okay.
only reason in this current situation that Taryn or Sigil could die is because of their mating bond, which then connects. It's like a domino effect, essentially. So if, like, say Taryn dies,
Mhm.
then Violet would die, and then Sigil would die because
Which
she's
would-
mating Taryn.
Which would
then
mean
kill
Xaden would die.
So-
Yep.
If one of those 4, maybe 5, including Endorna, I guess, dies,
Mhm.
like, then they'd all die. I think that's the only way that the dragons could die along with the rider in that case, is because of that domino effect.
The
Mm.
mated bond. But I think if, and they said that Taryn took it so hard when Naolin died. So that's why they think Taryn would die if Violet dies. But it's not a foregone conclusion at all. Because dragons survive all the time without their riders.
Yeah.
Because I think what is Rhiannon's dragon name? It's like Ferg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I think that's like it's 4th or 5th rider or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
These dragons just go through riders like nobody's business.
And I didn't understand.
Well, they
I mean,
live longer than we do.
I
Yeah.
mean, they do. I guess the dragons really didn't care enough to catch a bunch of the other riders as they were falling, and they just let them fall to their death. Because
True.
That's
True.
I said to Haley, I said, Taryn caught Violet. I guess all the other dragons were like, screw you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
why?
noticed that too.
Yes.
But what did I say? I said Taryn is also, other than Sigale, who bonded with Zayden's ancestor, Taryn is the only other dragon that we're aware of that has bonded with a rider that has a connection to somebody. So because Taryn's previous rider died trying to save Brennan. So it could go deeper than that because of that connection.
It's true.
Like if this
It's
is
true.
just another rider that they're bonding to, that's like its 5th rider. I told Mom, like, in my opinion, dragons are very haughty, self-conceited, condescending creatures. Like they're like, if you can't stay on me, then you don't deserve to ride me. You're dead.
Right.
But in this case, Taryn has connections beyond Violet, which may be
Yep.
well, and if Andarna is royalty and Violet saved her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I also just want to point out that when they were talking about when they were flying to their last challenge or whatever, and they were talking about Andarna, I just imagined Taryn with like a baby Bjorn on him with Andarna like underneath of him. That's
Like-
when they were talking about how he like straps her in. I was like,
Yeah.
so it's like a baby Bjorn? Is that what that is? He's just carrying her like his little
Like
baby?
a baby
Okay.
Bjorn.
I have so many questions. I need a video, a CGI video showing how Taryn is supposedly getting in and out of this saddle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like trying to picture it, and I'm like, how is he getting himself? He's like, I made sure that I could do blah blah blah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like,
Because
I
Zayden
need to
was
know
like,
how that's happening.
and Zayden was like, he's got it. He can do it. I'm like, he's a dragon. How can he do that?
I'm like,
So using
Right.
his little,
His little
arms,
hands,
like,
like-
his
That's
little
what
dragon
it
arms.
is. Like, they're just using their little paws. Like, I get it.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
like,
know.
how do
I'm
you
like,
do
okay,
that?
I'm getting dressed.
Right.
Yep. Maybe he
It's-
can do it magically, and we don't know.
Maybe. I
True,
mean, he is like
maybe.
the most powerful dragon, you know?
Right.
So,
Yes.
Right.
It's true.
it's
So what
true.
are we going to read next? Is our next one going to be Iron Flame, or what are we
I
doing?
mean, we've got a month until that comes out. So, I mean, does anybody have any recs?
You know it's not coming from me.
Look,
I mean,
I'm over here
re-
looking at KJ like, KJ, you got anybody who's still watching have any recommendations for us to read as a book club?
I mean,
What's our like obviously we can read any genre, but this is my first time I've read a book with you guys. So like I know my mom loves fantasy. Like
Mhm.
Donna and KJ, like what's your preferred genre? Like would you like to read another fantasy book or are you more something different?
I mean, I could read another fantasy. I'm more of the romance genre person. I'm trying to KJ. I'm also trying to get into like mysteries. My friend, my coworker just gave me a book today. I think it's called like Midnight at the Library or something. And
I've been reading
that's what
thrillers more.
I
I'm
can't
reading-
do thrillers. That doesn't help me fall
yeah,
asleep
no,
at
I
night.
can't do thriller.
Yeah.
And you like, I was telling someone, I was like, mysteries do not like I could like when I was a kid, I could read a Nancy Drew in like a day. Like I could eat
Oh,
a Nancy
yeah.
Drew book, right? But like now, I'm like, there's too much buildup to a mystery. Like there's too much going on. There's too many dots that need connected. Like in a romance, you're like, boy meets girl. They like each other. They're mad at each other. Happily ever after.
Jessica's
I-
suggesting the Iron Druid Chronicles.
Iron Druid Chronicles. I'm on
I don't
Amazon
know.
right now. So let's look at
I am reading the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and
How was that?
It's a very light read.
I thought
Good.
that maybe that would be fun. Maybe we
Mhm.
should read that since KJ's already started.
Ha ha
And
ha
it's
ha ha!
It's
Yes.
like it's like witchy season. What do you think, Jonna?
Yeah, read a witchy book.
Yeah.
What's it
I
called?
mean, I'll read a witchy book. I mean, I'm not against it. And I could probably go for a light read because I've been reading like a lot of this book that I'm reading now that I'm almost done with I was like, oh, this is gonna be a nice little fluffy sports romance. Oh my god, there's so much trauma in these characters. I was
What
like,
is it?
it's called wait, what's it called? I'll tell you what it's called because I was reading it right before we hopped on here, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be good. Against the Ropes. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be spicy. There's a hot man on the cover. I'm like, yeah, we got this. And both these characters have so much trauma. I'm like, why can't we just be happy?
I just started last night, Jonna. Not that this is what we should read for book club, but just since you're into like romance, I don't know how spicy it is, but it's called The Dead Romantics, which I thought was kind of fun for spooky season.
I think I have that book, if I'm being
And
honest.
it's like about this. It's about this girl who's a ghost writer, but she also sees ghosts. I don't know if she falls in love with the ghost that she sees. I'm not really sure yet, but it's a romance, and I thought it was a good light romance read for
I don't own
the
that
fall
book.
season.
I thought I did. It sounded familiar, like something that I had on my shelf. Since KJ, you're not into like the spiciness.
I'm not. You can have book clubs without me. I don't care.
I know, but we want to include you, KJ.
Mhm.
We want you to be in our club.
So KJ's reading The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches.
It's cute. And I think they're developing. It's an interesting take on witches. It's not what because it's a lighter read.
Mhm.
And the main
Mom, this is what you wanted to read. This is what you tried to get. Oh, okay.
I consider that.
Sorry, KJ. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. That's okay.
We're doing so great. I was gonna recommend. So there's another book series, 2 fantasy series that I'm reading right now. There's one. It's called the Broken Heart series. The second book comes out this year and next year, I think.
Mhm.
It's so good. And then there's another book series. I don't know what the name of it is, but the first one is called Defy the Night, and the second one is Defend the Dawn. And they're so good. Like, but the first books, the Broken Heart books, are by Stephanie Garber, and then the second books are by Bridget Kemmerer. I think that's how you say your name. They're really good. Like, I demolished those books in like 3 days, and they're like they're not as big as like Iron Flame,
Fourth Wing.
They're not as big as that book is, but they're pretty. Oh, here's one.
Well, what do you want us to read, Jonna?
I don't know. What do you guys want to read? So this is Once Upon a Broken Heart. It's about this big. I've already read it. The third book comes out this year, I think, and I'm very excited. I need to find. You guys know anybody who lives in London?
No.
Yes.
No. Okay, I need you to call them and tell them that I need the London box set of the Broken Heart series, and I will pay for them.
Okay.
I will pay for shipping.
Well,
also.
I'm not calling her, but I can connect you on Facebook.
Please. Because I think Stephanie Garber's based in London. The London books, their covers, beautiful. So pretty.
Okay.
Love them very much.
Hi, Erina.
Hi, Erina.
So sad that you're late. We're wrapping up. I know you wanted to talk. Erina wanted to trash this book. She did not like Fourth Wing.
Why did you want to trash it?
We might have to have a second meeting. I was waiting for you to get here, and I was like, I know she wanted to.
I loved it so much.
She wanted to. I know. One of the things I know, she said that she didn't feel like the characters were developed well enough for her to really care about them.
I can see that.
I agree. I still think I know everybody hates Dane, but I'm like, he's written so shallow. Like there's just it's so easy to hate him that there's no way that that's all there is to him. Like it doesn't mean I don't dislike where he's at, but I just think it's too easy. It's too easy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does seem very like one-dimensional for him.
Yes.
And there's got to be more there to it that we don't know, but right now it's not looking good for him.
Yeah.
No.
All
right. Well, KJ, how far are you in this witches book?
I'll be right back. I'm only 23%. You could still beat me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's do Shelly's gonna go potty.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I gotta go too. All right.
Yeah.
Are we agreeing on this book?
Yeah, the Very
Yes.
Secret Society of Irregular Witches
I
will
put-
be our next book club read for anybody who wants to join the book club.
All right.
You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. I'll probably head over to Books A Million tomorrow on my lunch.
Yep. All the stuff and things.
Yep,
It is a bestseller. So lots
it is a
of people like
bestseller.
it.
It is by Sandhu Mandana. Sorry if I
Mhm.
butchered your name. But guys, Shelly,
Yes.
whenever she comes back, she'll be back and we'll be gone. But thanks for coming to book club. Thanks for everybody for watching and commenting. We'll have another book club for you guys once we finish the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. If you guys want to see some of my interviews with authors, go to youtube.com/KJ Today and click on the Can't Commit, the longest title in the world, Can't Commit to a Book Club playlist, and you can see all of my author interviews. Oh, look, Shelly came back.
There's Shelly.
Perfect
Yes.
timing.
Yay.
Right.
And don't forget, Wednesday night, we're back with an all new episode, a full episode of the KJ Today Show. We're
Oh
going to
my
have dumb,
goodness.
dumb jokes. We're going to play Don't Screw the Crew.
Yay,
And
we're so excited coming back on Wednesday.
yes.
Do
And
some
Jerry
What's Poppin' in
O'Connell was
Pop
it.
Culture.
Yes. What's Poppin' in Pop Culture, brought to you by Conquest Journals.
Yes.
And
Did you guys- I've been doing all of my book interviews with my little herbology planner just right here in the background.
oh, that's
Thank
so
you.
nice.
That's so awesome. Thank you,
Yay.
Jonna.
Yay.
Did you guys decide what book we're reading?
Yeah. We're
The
gonna,
Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches.
Okay, I'll download
right.
it tonight.
all right. Get on it. All right, Jonna.
All right. Thanks for coming to book club, guys. I hope it was fun for everybody. I'll
You
see
need some
guys-
music to wrap us up.
Wait, I'll just play the beginning credits again. All right. Oh, KJ's playing the music. She's playing us out.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming to Jonas. Can't commit to a book club. Book club.
Sounds like we're in a spicy movie. Goodness.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Happy reading.
Ending the stream now.